Obesity not only increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, but also plays a profound role in the development of multiple cancers by driving insulin resistance, a hidden metabolic imbalance that fuels cellular dysfunction throughout the body. Insulin resistance occurs when cells in the muscles, liver, and fat tissues stop responding effectively to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. As a result, the pancreas compensates by producing more insulin, leading to chronically elevated levels of both insulin and glucose in the bloodstream. This state of metabolic stress does not remain confined to blood sugar control. It spreads silently into the body's signaling networks, promoting inflammation, oxidative stress, and abnormal cell growth. High insulin levels act as a growth signal, stimulating pathways that can make precancerous cells more likely to survive and proliferate. Research has repeatedly shown that obesity-induced insulin resistance is linked to cancers of the liver, colon, pancreas, breast, and endometrium, conditions once thought to be unrelated to metabolic health, but now known to share the same biological roots. What makes this connection particularly concerning is that insulin resistance often develops years before symptoms of diabetes appear. During this time, the body's metabolic machinery is under constant pressure, with fat tissue releasing inflammatory molecules and free fatty acids that damage mitochondria and disrupt normal cell signaling. This biochemical turmoil creates an internal environment in which cancer-promoting processes thrive. Cells divide more frequently, the immune system becomes less vigilant, and DNA repair mechanisms weaken. The cycle continues as high blood sugar and excess body fat reinforce each other, producing more oxidative stress and chronic low-grade inflammation. Over time, this unrelenting internal stress not only accelerates aging but also lays the foundation for tumor growth and spread. Yet, this dangerous cycle can be interrupted through nutritional and lifestyle interventions that stabilize blood sugar, restore insulin sensitivity, and calm inflammation. One simple but scientifically grounded approach involves adding cinnamon and whole grains to meals. Cinnamon, a common spice long used in traditional medicine, contains bioactive compounds such as cinnamaldehyde and procyanidins that help cells respond better to insulin. These compounds slow the rate at which carbohydrates are broken down in the digestive tract, resulting in a gentler rise in blood glucose after meals. In numerous clinical studies, cinnamon supplementation has been shown to lower fasting blood sugar and improve markers of insulin sensitivity in individuals with metabolic syndrome or type 2 diabetes. Beyond glucose control, cinnamon also exerts antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects, helping to reduce the oxidative stress that underlies both insulin resistance and cancer risk. Whole grains, on the other hand, provide the structural foundation of a metabolism-friendly diet. Unlike refined grains stripped of their bran and germ, whole grains such as oats, barley, quinoa, and brown rice retain fiber, magnesium, and phytonutrients that slow digestion and support stable energy release. The soluble fiber in whole grains forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract, slowing glucose absorption and promoting a steady insulin response. Moreover, whole grains feed beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation throughout the body. This interplay between gut microbiota and metabolism represents one of the most promising areas of cancer prevention research, demonstrating how simple dietary habits can have systemic, protective effects. To apply this knowledge practically, begin by replacing refined carbohydrates, white rice, pastries, sugary cereals, and white bread with their whole grain counterparts. Pairing these grains with cinnamon can be both flavorful and therapeutic. A morning bowl of oatmeal sprinkled with cinnamon and topped with nuts or berries offers a slow, steady release of energy while actively helping to regulate insulin. Similarly, adding a pinch of cinnamon to coffee, smoothies, or whole grain pancakes provides additional metabolic support. Small changes like these, repeated daily, help shift the body from a state of metabolic chaos to one of balance and resilience. The benefits extend beyond blood sugar control. Stabilizing insulin levels reduces growth signals to potential tumor cells and lowers circulating inflammatory markers. Over time, this can reduce the body's overall cancer risk by preventing the metabolic conditions that fuel tumor development. Maintaining this stability also helps protect organs such as the liver and pancreas, organs particularly vulnerable to the twin assaults of obesity and insulin resistance. For women, improved insulin sensitivity translates into better hormonal balance, reducing the risk of estrogen-driven cancers, such as breast and endometrial cancer. For men, it supports prostate and colon health. Physical activity amplifies these benefits by making muscles more responsive to insulin and helping the body use glucose more efficiently. Just 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days, brisk walking, cycling, or swimming, can dramatically improve insulin sensitivity and reduce fat accumulation. Even short bouts of activity after meals, such as a 10-minute walk, significantly blunt post-meal glucose spikes. Exercise also strengthens mitochondrial function and reduces systemic inflammation, two mechanisms that directly lower cancer-promoting metabolic stress. Combined with proper nutrition, this forms a powerful defense system within the body. Stress management and adequate sleep also play critical roles in metabolic and cancer prevention. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which raises blood sugar and worsens insulin resistance, while insufficient sleep disrupts appetite hormones, encouraging overeating and weight gain. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation, yoga, or even daily journaling help regulate stress responses and maintain hormonal balance. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of restorative sleep allows the body to recalibrate insulin and cortisol rhythms overnight, improving daytime metabolism and immune function. Hydration further supports blood sugar control and kidney function, both of which are critical for filtering out metabolic waste. Drinking water regularly throughout the day helps dilute excess glucose in the bloodstream and keeps cells functioning optimally. Herbal teas such as cinnamon, ginger, or green tea can provide added antioxidant protection without the sugar and calories found in many beverages. The warning about obesity and its link to insulin resistance and cancer is serious, but it carries a deeply hopeful message. The body's metabolic pathways are remarkably adaptable. Even small, consistent dietary improvements, like adding cinnamon to breakfast or choosing whole grains over refined ones, can trigger measurable shifts toward balance. Over weeks and months, these shifts compound, lowering blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and creating an internal environment where cancer has far fewer opportunities to develop. Each meal becomes a chance to restore equilibrium, each step or mindful breath a signal to the body that it is safe to function normally again. The long-term protection against cancer begins not in a medical procedure or a pill, but in these daily acts of nourishment and awareness. By reducing insulin resistance through whole, natural foods and stable habits, you not only prevent metabolic disease but also strengthen the body's innate capacity to resist the cellular chaos that leads to cancer. Prevention, in this case, is not about deprivation. It is about rhythm, balance, and the quiet power of consistent self-care.